Leaked Facebook document shows plans to launch ads in Messenger. Apple issues an iOS patch for the dreaded Error 53. New York City puts Android tablets in old phone booths, and more. It's Thursday, February 18th, and this is Crunch Report, presented by Toyota. We constantly hear that we're in some sort of a tech bubble and it's going to burst eventually. Now, there is new evidence that having unicorn status, aka being a company worth $1 billion or more, is not the rock-solid situation it once was, even a year ago. A co-founder of one secondary share marketplace, speaking to TechCrunch's Connie Loizos, says that although there aren't big discounts for those top 10 companies just yet, a lot of people are looking to sell shares. And not just that, but that new deals of A-list company shares are cropping up all over. Some of this has happened due to a number of factors. China's market downturn last summer, late and early stage investors easing up on investments because they get a little nervous. Venture investors like Fidelity and BlackRock have also lowered the valuations of some of the startups in their portfolios. And then there's bad press around companies like Theranos and Zenefit, two unicorns that have had the ethics of their businesses called into question. Now, some sellers are company employees themselves. For example, if they get laid off and have to exercise their options within 90 days, they may call a secondary firm to help finding a buyer. In fact, secondary sales totaled $47 billion in 2014, which is up 80% from the previous year, according to investment bank Evercore. TechCrunch has gotten our paws on a leaked document that Facebook sent some of its biggest advertisers that details its plan to launch ads within Messenger in the second quarter of this year. Specifically, businesses will be able to send ads as messages to people who previously initiated a chat thread with that company. The document recommends that businesses get consumers to start message threads with them now so that they'll be able to send them ads when the feature launches. That's sort of, I don't know, that doesn't sound good to me, but it's not surprising. Messenger has 800 million monthly active users, a lot of users, and has never really monetized any of them directly before. It's probably time. And by only allowing people who have voluntarily chatted with a business to be sent ads, it does keep the spam potential fairly low. Then again, back in 2014, CEO Mark Zuckerberg did say, and I quote, "I don't personally think ads are the right way to monetize messaging." But hey, things change when you're making millions or billions. Earlier this month, The Guardian reported an error showing up as Error 53 for iOS users and was disabling iPhones. What was happening is that unofficial repair shops that were replacing the connector that ran between the Touch ID sensor and an iPhone's home button were bricking phones. Today, Apple issued a patch for iOS 9.2.1 for users that update their iPhones via iTunes only, which will restore phones that were bricked by Error 53 and prevent phones from having this issue in the future if they go through third-party repair shops. By the way, if you update your iPhone over the air via iCloud, you shouldn't be at risk for Error 53 in the first place. But if you update via iTunes and/or your phone is bricked, why don't you plug it in and get the update today, and maybe your problem will be solved, which is a good thing. What the update will not do, though, is re-enable Touch ID, because that's essentially a private key and not accessible by the rest of the iPhone, firmware included. That's a good thing. You can always get your home button replaced by Apple for a little extra cash if you don't want to lose Touch ID. I know I certainly would not. Who uses passwords anymore? New York City's phone booths have dwindled into obscurity over the years, and now the city's plan to make those remaining into free hotspots for local neighborhoods is moving forward. Mayor Bill de Blasio announced the second phase of the city's Link NYC program by unveiling new Android tablets at the city's newly installed hubs that can make phone calls through a service provided by Vonage. And you can plug in your headphones if you want more privacy if you're talking to somebody on the street. Soon, the city will also be rolling out selected apps and features and other services. The tablets are now in 15 hotspots that are actually live along a stretch of 3rd Avenue in Manhattan, but the goal is to get 7,500 kiosks bringing gigabit speed and encrypted Wi-Fi and free phone calls to anyone in the US, along with mapping services and apps and just web browsing. By July, the Link NYC program will be connected in 510 locations. Now, here's something kind of interesting. Since the program was announced, one company in the City Bridge Consortium, that's the consortium responsible for the project, the company's called Intersection, which handles design and rollout, was acquired by Alphabet. Yes, that Alphabet of Google fame. I just wonder how durable the tablets are, because people are not exactly gentle with hardware on the street that isn't their own. PayPal's mobile app for iOS and Android just got rebuilt pretty much entirely from scratch, offering a more simplified experience for users who want to send their friends money or pay in stores or order food or manage their account settings, just about everything. PayPal says it spent time with its 8,000 customer service representatives to build new features based on what problems people were having the most often and complaining about. For example, it's putting sending and receiving money front and center when the app launches, since PayPal has seen a 100% growth in this area over the past couple of years, and 1 in 4 of its transactions now takes place on mobile. The new app is localized in 26 markets and supports 17 different languages, and includes expanded support for Android fingerprint authentication and separate pending and completed transactions, and support for linking credit cards issued from other countries. NFC support on Android is coming too, and will be announced at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona next week. And that is the report for today. I am Sarah Lane. Wanted to mention that early bird Disrupt tickets for New York are going up in price after Friday. So if you're going to join us in Brooklyn in May, and I hope you are, now is the time to buy your tickets before they become more expensive. All right, that's the end of Crunch Report for now. We air every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. And we'll see you tomorrow.